Yeah, this is ridiculous. I thought I was recording the whole time. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so frustrated at this Arsenal match that I forgot to press record. All right. That was an awful, awful game. Terrible performance. We've seen it over and over. We've seen it with Villa, we've seen it with Sunderland, we've seen it with uh giving away an unnecessarily goal against Man City, but that's not even the worst one. We've seen it with Liverpool, right? We've seen it with Man United at the beginning of the season where we should have lost. We've seen it against Wolves where we got lucky with two own goals and struggled to beat the worst team to ever be in the Prem. And now here we are with Nottingham Forest. It is not about no, it's about the result and it's about the performance. When we played Liverpool, which is a carbon copy of this match, it is a carbon copy of this match. The Liverpool match, the result wasn't bad. Sometimes you got to take a nil-nil against a team like Liverpool. But the performance is what should set alarms off because performance lets you know what's going to happen in the next game. Because guess what? These other teams are watching these games and they're going to set up the same way and they're going to try to play in the same way. And they're going to try to force you to drop points. These players are going to get up to play Arsenal, regardless of where they are on the table. You see at the end of this Forest game, the Forest players are slapping hands and doing all that because they know getting a point against Arsenal is a big deal. Really, they should be mad at themselves for not winning the game because of how awful we were. Losing every duel, losing every 50-50, no energy to get back and uh, regain possession, terrible passing, lack of focus, no striking, no positional awareness, all around awful match. If I were to give match ratings for these players, I don't need to go one by one. If we start with the goalkeeper, he's the only one that gets a good match rating. Not very high because we still didn't win the game, but David Raya gets a 7 because we could have lost it if it weren't for him. He seemed to only be the only one that was focused in this game. We could have lost it on multiple occasions when the Force players were one on one with him and he was able to run it up. He was very good. Raya. Everyone else, everyone else gets a 3 bar 3 specific players. Okay? Starting with Gabriel Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Odegaard. Okay? Martinelli, same old terrible performance. He'll have like a good game and he'll have a run of like 3-4 bad games. It looks like he's starting up one of those runs of bad games. Gyökeres, he a complete idiot. Complete moron. Had an opportunity to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Instead of knocking the ball forward and running on it, he decides to bring it down on his chest. Not in the right position most times. Trying to play as like a false 9 or something. And I'm sure he's being directed to do this, but he's terrible at it, right? And then finally, Martin Odegaard, the so-called captain of this team. Completely invisible. Looks like he's scared to touch the ball. He's constantly hiding. He's supposed to be the captain and he's supposed to be held to a higher standard, but this guy will put in one good performance and then disappear for another 10. He's got an even worse performance record than Martinelli. He'll score a goal or get an assist or something, but the rest of the time it's all pillow foot shots at goal or just receiving the ball deep and just dribbling, 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 and then passing it back to the defense. We could have kept El Nene if we wanted that. Right? At least El Nene wasn't captain. If that's what we wanted, just pass back and just, keep possession, then that's what we'll do. But El Nene wasn't our center attacking mid. He's not an attacking mid. He's not there to facilitate opportunities like Martin Odegaard. So I'm sorry. This guy should not be the captain. And he got hooked. This is not even the first time he's gotten hooked because Arteta sees what the rest of us see. This guy is not good. He's not captain material. If we are supposed to be ruthless about meritocracy, like, I made this point last time, if we're trying to be a good team, we have to establish a ruthless meritocracy, and Odegaard is not making the cut. He's the first on the chopping block because he decided to put that badge on his arm. Well, the team decided to, but if you're self-aware, then you need to be aware that you don't deserve it. Somebody else needs to be captain. Hand it over to Declan Rice. So those three players, they get a 1. Everybody else, 3s. David Raya, man of the match, 7. And based on all of that, I don't think we're going to win the league. They ask me every season, these opposition fans, what are you guys going to do this season? These questions, mind you, never to Liverpool or Man City fans. Why? Because Liverpool and Man City win titles and win trophies. This is the difference. So they try to get you to say it with your chest, whether you're going to win the league or not. And I'm always hesitant to say anything because I know the history. I know what it is. We finish second, put up a valiant season, but in the end, it's these sorts of performances throughout the season that you look back at and say, this is why we didn't win. And it's always down to a mentality, a psychological problem that we have. We don't have winners in this team. You can't win without winners. I don't see any winners in this team. So I will say it with my chest now, we're not winning the league. And watch Aston Villa come and win the league. Watch us come third in a 2-horse race. Because Aston Villa will go on a 10-15 game winning streak. Because that's what Emery does. And he has a chip on his shoulder about Arsenal. He feels that he was treated unfairly by the club and by the fans. To a certain extent, that's true. But he wasn't a good manager either. For us, at least. Maybe for Villa. So we're not going to win this league. Man City have brought in reinforcements, and they're going to look to kick into gear. We're not completely away from them. We're still in touching distance. It's only a 7-point lead on City. And looking at the way that we are playing, it's not a stretch of the imagination to see us lose more games and draw more games, drop points. Because it's about the performance first and foremost, and it's about the result. Because it's going to tell you how the rest of the season is going to pan out. And it's not going to pan out well for us. We're not going to win this league. The way that we're playing, the way that we are switching off, the way that we are mentally weak in this team may result in us winning nothing this season once again. We're going to the League Cup final against Manchester City, hopefully, if we can beat Chelsea, because now that's questionable. Because again, our mental weakness resulted in us conceding 2 unnecessary goals by a player as useless as Garnacho. Right? So we may not even win the League Cup. We got to get through Chelsea, and then we got to get through Manchester City. And we don't have the mentality for it. We don't have a winning mentality in this team. So say it with my chest, we're not winning this league. I've seen it too many times to say otherwise. This is not new, guys. It's about context, guys. Context. Think about how we have performed, and when the opportunity presents itself, what do we do every time? You've got 6 seasons of evidence, guys. Don't say that this is knee jerk. Don't say that this was some unfair result. We should have actually lost this game. Yeah, the referee should have called a handball in the box. So what? So what? We should be, if a team that is mentally strong is already ahead 3-0, so that when the referee decides to pull some shenanigans, it doesn't matter. The referees pull shenanigans on us when it matters. They are there to keep the title race close. So it's not looking good. All the signings that we brought in, they're not really making us any better because some of this mentality I feel like is coming from them. They have a certain level of entitlement, it feels like. Guys like Eze, Madueke, who was complete shit in the first half and shit the rest of the game. That's why he got hooked at the 56th minute, you know? So, yeah, this is not good. These are bad performances. There are fundamental negatives that are rearing their head that we thought we had gotten over. If you watch Arsenal in the Wenger years, you will know that we had a tendency also to be mentally weak and we would get criticized for it. And we thought we exercised these demons with Arteta and maybe beating some of these bigger clubs that we used to constantly lose games to, holding 6-0s at Chelsea and 8-2s at Man United. But it feels like that's not the case. Something is creeping in now, and you can read it on the lips of Declan Rice at the end of the game if you go back and look at it. You can read his lips because it's very clear what he says. He says fucking shit every fucking time. So don't take it from me, take it from Declan Rice, who should be the captain of this team. Take it from our de facto captain. Fucking shit every fucking time. That's what we're dealing with right now. So anyway, that's my match reaction. Totally frustrating. Really put a damper on what could have been a really good weekend of games after Man United beat Man City, after Spurs lose to West Ham. And we could have lost that Forest game. You know, we don't want it. That's why we're not going to lose the league because we're not good, that we're not skilled players. We don't have skilled players. Is because we are mentally weak and we just don't want it. We're afraid of success. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel. I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers. That's a good goal, right? Um, Hit me up. Leave comments on YouTube. And I will holler at you guys once again, hopefully for a better game. But, right now, I'm kind of checked out of this season as far as expecting anything. My expectations have dropped dramatically. But yeah, man. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Peace out.